Hi, I'm Dan Norberg, meat coordinator here at Whole Foods, Northern California. We're out at the Pozzi Ranch along the Sonoma-Marin County coastline where our Pozzi lamb, our local lamb, comes from. So with me today is Joe Pozzi from the Pozzi Ranch, and also with us is Rodrigo, who's from our meat department here at the Petaluma store. So we're here to talk a little bit about our local programs and what makes Pozzi lamb so special. So Joe and his group of ranchers that he deals with has been selling lambs to us for about 14 years now with Whole Foods. So we have a great partnership in what we do together, and they raise a high quality, great tasting lamb, so that's important to us. So Joe, what actually got you started in the lamb business?
Well, I started raising lamb as a young kid. I was a rancher with my family here. I'm the fourth generation, and we've raised lambs all these years, as well as beef cattle. And we always raised them and sold them to another feedlot or somewhere else where they'd go and be further fed and then harvested for somebody else. So, but our goal here was to start with a direct marketing program, and that's why I had this opportunity with Whole Foods to be able to sell direct from the ranch to you.
Well, we appreciate you selling to us. And Joe, we have a friend on the ground we didn't get to introduce. Who's your friend down here?
This is Cassie. This is my new sheepdog. She's a border collie that was born October 4th. Many of you who possibly been to my ranch over the years remember Sam, who was my old dog who was here for 17 years. And Cassie's come on board here and is doing really well for us. She's just starting to learn. She's still a puppy, so she does puppy things, but she's a great dog, and really looking forward to her helping out over the years ahead for us. So she's been great so far.
Very friendly dog. Hey, so tell us what's special about your Pozzi lamb. What makes it a little bit different than, say, most lamb?
Well, I feel it's very different in the sense of how we raise it, how we take care of the animals, what they're eating in the sense of the grasses that we have here on the coastal range, and the age that we take them and when we harvest them. And so the most important thing I like to express to people is that it's 100% grass-fed. And there's so many lambs on the market that are fed grass because they're naturally eat grass, but then they brought into a feedlot somewhere and they're fed corn and soy to finish them, which is fine, but ours are not. Ours are distinctively different in the sense that we stay 100% on the pasture lands. And that's why the pastures and the growing of the pastures are so important for us in the sense of our big overall overhead program of what we do. So, so that's one thing. The other one that I like to express is that it's very, very fresh. We harvest every week on a Tuesday, and by Friday or Saturday of that week, those products or those cuts are in the store. So it's 100% fresh in the sense of the timing that we have. So those are two things that I think are very important for us.
Awesome. Tell me, like, what are some key differentiators that you possibly do, like here at the ranch, also that separate you from others?
There's a few things that we've done, and I always feel you have to, if you're going to sell direct to the consumer, you have to have something that they're going to appreciate and understand that's important and differentiates me from everybody else. And a couple of those things are, one, we are GAP certified, so we are a GAP Step 4 program here. So myself and the 5 other ranchers that work with me are all GAP certified at the GAP 4 level, which means we are pasture centered. 100% of our animals stay on the pasture 100% of their lives. So that's one thing that's really important. In December of 2017, I also completed my certification for a carbon farm plan. So this whole ranch here is under a carbon farm plan, which is a third-party program that analyzes how much carbon we are actually taking in on the property to sequester. And we continue to do projects on the ranch to enhance that number, to increase the amount of tons of carbon that we bring in. So that's something, again, that relates us back to the land and the importance of the grasses and the pastures that we have that we graze the animals on.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate what you do. It's phenomenal, and some of the stuff that takes you, I think, up and beyond what a lot of other producers are doing. One other last question is, I mean, you guys can see the lamb, the sheep in the background behind us. And then you can kind of look around the hillside here and kind of see where these sheep are raised, and it's just beautiful out here, especially today, a beautiful day. But tell us real quick, Joe, how you work with other small local farmers or ranchers that actually raise some of the sheep. How does that work within your organization?
It's a big help because we raise the lambs, and I always say we don't rush them. We let them tell us when they're ready to be harvested, meaning the grasses and when they're born give us the direction of when we bring those lambs in. So what we have is that we have a group of ranchers in the area of the Northern California region, and they're born at different times of the year so that they are ready at different times of the year to keep us with a 52-week program. So those ranchers also work very closely with me in the sense of the GAP certification. They're working on carbon farm plans. And the most important thing is they're raising a quality product that I need for the Whole Foods stores. So we work very close together in that aspect of there's a timing that we spread out the breeding of these animals so we have a consistent, wholesome lamb that's coming in at all times of the year for Whole Foods in Northern California.
And then Rodrigo, so what kind of comments or questions, or what do you get from the customers? What are the customers saying about our Pozzi lamb?
Well, right when they see we got Pozzi, they're all happy to see that it's local. And then once they find out it's pretty much in our backyard here in Petaluma, Valley Forge, pretty much right here, we're super happy. Sells a lot. I mean, our most popular cuts would be the rack, the lamb, loin, shoulder. Pretty much everything sells a lot when it comes to Pozzi's.
Great, glad to hear it.
Awesome. Well, what do you like about it, and what cuts do you like? What's your favorite cut?
You know, first time I had tried lamb, it would have been in the Petaluma store, and I was a little scared because I never had it before. But once I tried it, it was really good. My personal favorite is the rib chops, what we call them lollipop chops.
Yeah.
And I just keep it simple. As I tell everybody, like the key to any of our meats is keep it simple. Don't go too crazy. Just a little salt, a little garlic, a little pepper in there. The meat speaks for itself.
That's awesome. Really, if you got good meat, you don't need a lot of other stuff on it to cover up the flavor. So with that, Joe, I thank you very much for what you do and supplying us with lamb and all your partners that what we work with. Rodrigo, thank you for being here and coming out to the ranch with us today. So thank you all very much for coming by. Bye.